Welcome back to Bravo Breaking News. I am your host, Kim, aka Bravo Breaking News on Instagram. And let's just say the internet has been popping off ever since the Vanderpump Rules season finale aired, and we got that iconic walk-off from Ariana. I mean, shit basically hit the fan. We had Lala going off, Sandoval screaming, and those very telling confessional moments. But finally, we are hearing from someone from the cast because Scheana is literally mentioning it all on her podcast this week, Shenanigans, and even exposing production in the process. So I'm going to get into all of the details you need to know, but before I dive in, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any Bravo breaking news. Okay, so I know we just had the finale of Vanderpump Rules, and people are saying that this season definitely wasn't as good as last season, that the show is ending, it's not that good, da-da-da-da-da. But it's causing a lot of conversation. I mean, people are still talking about it. It's Friday, it aired on Tuesday, and we are still reeling from that final episode. So I think it's safe to say that this season delivered, especially those final moments of the finale. And we have Scheana sitting down with Matt Rogers and Janet from the Valley on her podcast this week, discussing what went down in those final moments, as well as what the future of the show holds. First off, Matt asks her point blank, who is she closest with at the moment, Tom or Ariana? And Scheana reveals that she's actually not talking to either one of them very much at the moment.
Who's a better, closer person to you in your life?
Right now, I don't speak to either of them that much.
You don't speak to either of them?
No.
Which I can't say I'm surprised about. I mean, this is what Ariana warned her about. Tom is performative. He does things for the camera. This whole season, Scheana was believing that Tom really wanted to be a true friend to her. But the fact that she put her friendship with Ariana on the line this entire season to stand up for Tom, back him up, and become friends with him, for him to only basically drop her after the season ends, I mean, that's gotta feel really bad for Scheana. Then they get into that final finale scene. You know, Tom goes off after Ariana leaves and basically says that Ariana talked shit about everyone in the entire cast, that she doesn't like any of them. And so Matt starts to question, what is real? Who is actually telling the truth? And what has been constructed by production?
What actually of this show is real? Which of it is leaned into? Which of it is constructed?
Scheana replies basically saying that going forward for season 12, they need to be able to break the fourth wall like they did in this finale episode.
It's opening up a new place for season 12 to go where I think the fourth wall has to be down because we do have to address all of those things.
Because bringing up how someone is acting on camera or to fuel storylines definitely would help put things in context. She compares it to maybe something more like the Kardashians, where they talk about the show on the show and know that they are on a show.
The show could move in a direction like the Kardashians and D'Amelios, where you're talking about the show on the show like we just did for the finale this week.
Because obviously, that's the moral of the story this season, is that because of them being on this show together, that's the reason why they make a lot of the choices that they do. She thinks there's definitely room for it to move in that direction, being more open to breaking down the fourth wall. And she even thinks that there is an opportunity for both Tom and Ariana to continue on the show, even if they don't want to film together.
There is room for Tom and Ariana to stay on the same show if we're acknowledging I'm not filming with him.
Yeah.
I'm not filming with her.
I do agree. I mean, I said this in our Vanderpump Rules finale recap. If you didn't catch that, make sure you go tune in now. But, you know, Lala was preaching that, you know, people need to be open and honest and live their authentic lives. And that's exactly what Ariana was doing in the moment that she walked away. If she would have sat down with Sandoval, that would not have been authentic or genuine to her in the least. She would have been basically living a lie. And like she said in the after show, the only person that would benefit would be Sandoval. It has no benefit to her whatsoever. She does not need to hear an apology from him. Therefore, that was not required from her. But this is where Scheana starts to open up about production, because she shares something that kind of ties back to what we've been saying all along.
The way this last season worked, this is an ensemble show about a group of friends. So if y'all aren't filming together, then there is no show.
She basically said that production said that this is an ensemble show about a group of friends. So if y'all aren't filming together, then there is no show. We'll wrap it up. the season will end early, everyone can move on with their lives, and Vanderpump Rules is done. So it almost seems like production gave the cast this ultimatum. And that's why Scheana and Lala were so dead set on trying to get them to talk so maybe they could move forward and film together. She confirms that none of them were willing to do that. None of them were willing to put the show on the line and not have everybody film together.
None of us were willing to do that.
No.
You know?
And nor should you.
So that makes a lot of sense as to why Lala and Scheana were so set on making up with Sandoval the entire season. Now, let's talk about the walkout itself, because we know that production, specifically the producer Jeremiah, got involved during that final scene. Scheana shared that they actually were given permission in that moment to break the fourth wall.
Jeremiah said, let it all out. Whatever you want to say, go for it.
Do you think because he was frustrated with her?
He was very frustrated.
They were also frustrated with Ariana walking out, including production, because I think that they were counting on this as the final scene. She says that the walkout was a slap in the face to everyone.
To get walked out on, it was a slap in the face to everyone.
And again, I think she means that they were all riding on this to kind of bring the group back together and get them in a place where they could all film together again. But Scheana continues to call out Ariana.
For the rest of us, it felt like in that moment, like, fuck all of your jobs, fuck making the end of this show. I'm going to do what I want to do because I set my boundary. Peace out.
And let's be real, that's kind of what Ariana was doing. And I don't know why this wasn't a surprise to anybody. Nowhere in the entire season did she seem open to sitting down with Tom. I don't know why all of a sudden these people were expecting her to do that on the final episode. She could see right through what Scheana was doing. She could see right through what production was trying to make happen. And in order to be honest and truthful with herself, she had to walk out so that didn't happen. You know, a lot of people are saying that this definitely felt like the season finale, though I've said it once, I'll say it again. I don't think that this show is done. It is seeing the highest ratings that it ever has post-Scandoval, and I think that they're going to find a way to continue this show, even if it might look a little different next season. However, if there's one thing that Scheana knows, she said, it's never going to be the same.
Where things have been in this group that Tom Sandoval shattered will never be the same.
Mm-hmm. The group will never be the same. She's going to look at everyone differently, including Tom, including Ariana. And she basically says that she doesn't trust anyone at this point, which, Scheana, it took you this long to realize? Is she finally realizing that maybe she shouldn't have put in so much time and effort into making up with Sandoval and forgiving him? I don't know, but it definitely seemed like Lala and Scheana were basically playing production's puppets during this entire season. And I kind of wish that they were able to call it out. It definitely seems like it came out in this last episode. Scheana is starting to talk about it more, and I agree with her 100%. Next season, they need to break the fourth wall more and maybe explain some of the context behind why they're doing some of these things and if production played a part. So it is very, very interesting to see all of this come out. I mean, we kind of said it all season, but it's definitely confirmed now that basically Scheana and Lala were trying to save their paychecks and save the show. But to me, what I like to see on the show is someone being honest and truthful to who they are. And to me, that is Ariana. She did not want to have a sit down with Sandoval. She is going to be authentic in what she believes. She does not need an apology, and she's totally fine just moving on. I know she has a ton of other opportunities coming her way, and she doesn't need the show. But in order to protect her own mental health and protect her peace, she did what she felt was right for her, and I will always stand by that. So we have a lot more Vanderpump Rules drama to come. The reunion is set to start next week, and let's just say all 3 parts, I think they're going to be really juicy. So make sure you tune in. We will be recapping them every week with our co-host Lisa, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more Bravo Breaking News.